Tonight, Queen Elizabeth II has died at 96. Prince Charles assuming the throne as King Charles III, the U.S. and the world paying respects. A symbol of strength and British resolve, the UK's longest-serving monarch, her reign spanning 70 years. Buckingham Palace revealing the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral, her home in Scotland. Buckingham Palace staff posting the notice informing the Queen has passed. The news coming just hours after the palace released a rare statement saying doctors were concerned about her health. The royal family rushing to Scotland to be by her side. Charles releasing his first statement as the new king, calling the death of his mother a moment of greatest sadness. More than 80% of Britons were born with Elizabeth as their queen. The images coming in at this hour, the British flag lowered to half-staff, a double rainbow appearing over Buckingham Palace amid news of her death. Tributes pouring in from around the world. President Biden tonight saying Queen Elizabeth II was more than a monarch. She defined an era. Maggie Rulli, James Longman from London to Balmoral in Scotland, and Mary Bruce at the White House. And we look back. Queen Elizabeth, in her own words, what she said at just 21 years old, the commitment she made, her promise, her profound words right here tonight. We also have the other major news this Thursday night, the deadly shooting spree in Memphis. Also, longtime Trump ally Steve Bannon charged in New York. State prosecutors accusing him of stealing from donors who gave money, thinking that money would build a border wall. They thought they were buying bricks with their names on them for the wall. Millions of dollars. The wildfires and the heat, more than 70 large fires burning in several states tonight. 55 million Americans under heat and fire alerts across several states. Tributes tonight to a pioneer of cable news, remembering Bernard Shaw. And at the end here tonight, the message from the Queen we thought fitting to play here again tonight.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here tonight as the world remembers and honors Queen Elizabeth II. Word of her death echoing around the world today. Britain's Queen Elizabeth dying at 96 after a 70-year reign, Britain's longest ruling monarch. She was a steady figure over so many decades during times of joy and times of turbulent change. A monarch, a leader, a diplomat, a head of state, but also a wife, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, committed to duty and service. Just this week, welcoming Britain's new prime minister in person at Balmoral. The royal family sharing this photo tonight and the news that the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral Castle, where she was spending the summer. Earlier, family members gathering, arriving at Balmoral after doctors in a rare public statement reported they were concerned about Her Majesty's health. Charles and Camilla already in Scotland, arriving by helicopter. Prince William with uncles Andrew and Edward flying up from London. Prince Harry also arriving in Scotland. Crowds gathering at London's Buckingham Palace, holding a vigil in the rain today. And then that simple yet powerful image today, the notice posted on the palace gate telling the world that the Queen had passed. Just 48 hours earlier, honoring her last official duty, greeting Britain's new Prime Minister Liz Truss. This was the Queen on Tuesday this week with her trademark smile right there. And this image amid news of the Queen, a double rainbow over Buckingham Palace today. Tonight here, the Queen in her own words, what she promised at just 21 years old. But first, ABC's Maggie Rulli leading us off tonight from Balmoral in Scotland for us.
Tonight, the life and legacy of Queen Elizabeth II, Britain's longest-serving monarch, dies at the age of 96. The Queen passed peacefully at her Balmoral Castle in Scotland. The official announcement from Buckingham Palace. Her family rushing to be by her side, including her son, the new King Charles. CBS's Charlie D'Agata is at Buckingham Palace as thousands gather to mourn.
Queen Elizabeth II was the rock on which modern Britain was built.
The unlikely Queen, from a 19-year-old auto mechanic during World War II to her 70-year reign. CBS's Mark Phillips has her amazing life story.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service.
The global reaction. Condolences pour in from leaders around the world. And her iconic encounters with American presidents, first as princess, then as queen, dancing and riding through 70 years of history. And finally, the Queen's legacy. We talk to former Prime Minister John Major. And we look back at her life, not just as monarch, but mother, her devotion to her family.
This is the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell, reporting from the nation's capital.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this historic Thursday night. The world is mourning Queen Elizabeth II, who died this afternoon at the age of 96, surrounded by family at her summer home in Scotland. Earlier in the day, Buckingham Palace announced that Her Majesty, who ruled over the Commonwealth for a record 70 years, was placed under medical supervision. Her doctors were concerned about her health. Family rushed to her side. In accordance with the royal line of succession, her oldest son, Charles, immediately became king, which puts her grandson, Prince William, next in line to the throne, followed by William's eldest son, 9-year-old Prince George. Just before her death was announced, a double rainbow appeared over Buckingham Palace as a crowd gathered. President Biden visited the British Embassy in Washington late today and left a message in a condolence book. In a statement, he said Queen Elizabeth was a stateswoman of unmatched dignity and constancy who deepened the bedrock alliance between the United Kingdom and the United States. We have a team of reporters covering the death of a queen described as a stalwart leader, and CBS's Charlie D'Agata will start us off from Buckingham Palace. And good evening, Charlie. What's the scene like there?
Okay. Good evening to you, Nora. There has been an outpouring of grief and emotion here at Buckingham Palace. Thousands of people have gathered to pay tribute despite the rain. And although this is a moment that we've all been expecting, it's hard to imagine this country without her.
Tonight, the death of Queen Elizabeth II after a historic 70 years on the British throne, a pillar of Great Britain and beyond in a constantly changing world. Her reign beginning when Winston Churchill was Prime Minister, the last image of the Queen when she appointed a new Prime Minister just 2 days ago. Her family rushing to be by her side, including Prince William and Prince Harry. Her eldest son, Charles, now officially King Charles III, immediately ascending to the throne after a lifetime preparing for this moment. His new message tonight. And reaction pouring in from across the world. President Biden calling her a steadying presence for generations of Britons and a stateswoman of unmatched dignity. The Queen intensely private, but also very public, enduring the troubles and tragedies of the royal family as its matriarch, a figure of enduring global fascination, her life captured in headlines and by Hollywood. Tonight, the Queen's legacy, her relationship with America and its presidents as the world remembers Queen Elizabeth II.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening. The Queen is dead. At 96, Elizabeth II is gone, leaving an aching hole in the hearts of Britons, most having never existed in a world without her. She was the comforting touchstone for her people and for her royal family during moments of tragedy and challenge. Revered at home, respected across the world. Her formal appointment of a new British Prime Minister just 2 days ago, providing her last public photo and completing a remarkable arc of history across her 70-year reign as Queen. Tonight, a simply worded proclamation posted outside Buckingham Palace formally announcing the Queen died peacefully. Members of the royal family gathered at the Queen's Scottish estate to say their goodbyes. Tonight, in the UK, people have come out to lay flowers or simply stand in a falling rain to pay silent tribute to their Queen and ready to welcome the reign of her son, King Charles III. Keir Simmons is in London to start us off. Keir, you're at Buckingham Palace on a mournful day. What are you seeing there tonight?
Well, Lester, it's hard to comprehend, isn't it, that just a few months ago we were watching the Queen on that historic Buckingham Palace balcony celebrating 70 years on the throne. Tonight, close to midnight, there are crowds outside Buckingham Palace to pay their respects to this historic, towering figure.